Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahushua my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour unto me, and thank you for breaking all the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Indeed. Thank you for your Yahusha, whom you truly love. You are Elohim, the Elohim of the Yahudim.
Shalom, family. Welcome back to the Remnant Awakens. I'm your brother, Pierre Ligi, and man, I'm grateful you're here with me today. If you've been following this journey, you know we don't shy away from the hard stuff. We dig deep, we question, and we seek the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. So, today, we're going to talk about something that's been on my heart for a long time. Mystery Babylon, the beast, and the name that's deceived the whole world. Yeah, I know, it's a lot, but stick with me, because this is one of those episodes that could change the way you see everything. Alright, let's get into it. So, let's start with this. Who is Mystery Babylon? Revelation chapter 17 verse 5 calls her, and I'm paraphrasing here, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. That's some heavy language, right? But what does it really mean? Is it just some ancient city, or is it something bigger? I mean, if you look at the world today, you see systems, religions, governments, all kinds of stuff that fits that description. Babylon isn't just a place, it's a spirit, a system, a way of thinking that's been running the show for a long, long time. And honestly, a lot of us have been caught up in it without even realizing. I know I was for years. It's like you grow up in it, you don't even question it. But once you start digging, you see the fingerprints of Babylon everywhere. In the culture, in the churches, even in the way we think about faith. And that's what we're gonna unpack today. Now, let's talk about the image of the beast. A lot of people think it's just some statue or some future technology, but it's way deeper than that. The image of the beast is a whole system of worship. It's about a false image, a false name, and a false gospel. And look, I know this might ruffle some feathers, but we gotta be real. The name Jesus Christ, that's not the name the Messiah was called. His name is Yahusha. The world's been given a different image, a different name, and a different message. And that's not just a small detail. It's a big deal. Because when you change the name, you change the identity. And when you change the identity, you change the whole message. We talked about this before, how Greek philosophy and Roman tradition crept in and twisted things. The image of the beast is about worshipping a system that's not from Yahuwah, but from Babylon. And honestly, most people don't even realize they're doing it. All right, so what about the mark of the beast? Everybody's talking about microchips and vaccines and all that. But let's slow down for a second. The mark is not just some physical thing you get in your hand or forehead. It's about worship, obedience, and identity. Who do you serve? Who do you obey? Who do you belong to? That's the real mark. It's spiritual before it's ever physical. If you're following the system of Babylon, if you're obeying its laws and its ways, you're already taking the mark, even if you don't realize it. I mean, we talked about this in the episode about the rapture, how people are looking for some big event, but they're missing the daily choices that show who they really serve. The mark is about allegiance. It's about who you worship with your life, not just what you say with your mouth. Let's be real for a second. Christianity, as most people know it today, is tied up with Babylon. I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but just look at the history, the names, the holidays, the doctrines. So much of it comes from Rome, from Greece, from paganism. We talked about this in the episode about the Bible being one story, how the covenant path got twisted by outside influences. The Messiah didn't come to start a new religion called Christianity. He came to restore the covenant, to call people back to Torah, to truth. But what happened? The world took his message, changed the names, changed the days, and built a whole new system on top of it. That's Babylon. That's the deception. And honestly, most people in churches have no idea. They're sincere, but they've inherited lies. I was there too, so I'm not judging. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. And, man, I gotta say something about those false teachers and camps out here. YouTube is full of them. 28119. Church and others like them. They're out here preaching a gospel that's not the gospel. They talk about grace, but they leave out obedience. They talk about faith, but they ignore the Torah. And look, I'm not saying I have it all figured out, but there's a difference between being humble and being a wolf in sheep's clothing. These teachers are leading people astray, and it's serious. We talked about this in a previous episode, how judgment is coming for those who mislead the flock. If you're listening to these camps, these YouTube preachers, you gotta test everything. Go back to the scriptures. Don't just take my word for it or anybody else's. Seek the truth for yourself. That's what the remnant does. So, what's the real call? Revelation chapter 18 verse 4 says, "Come out of her, my people, so that you do not share in her sins, and so that you do not receive her plagues." That's the call. Come out of Babylon. Come out of the system. Come out of the lies. It's not just about leaving a church or changing your label. It's about changing your heart, your mind, your allegiance. It's about returning to the covenant, to the Torah, to the true Messiah, Yahusha. And look, I know it's not easy. You might lose friends, you might get called crazy, you might feel alone, but you're not alone. The remnant is waking up all over the world. People are coming out, they're seeking truth, they're returning to the ancient paths. That's what this podcast is about. That's what this movement is about. It's not about me. It's about Yahuwah calling his people home. I know that was a lot. If you're still with me, I appreciate you. I really do. This journey isn't easy, but it's worth it. Keep seeking, keep questioning, keep pressing in. Don't settle for the surface. There's more. Yahuwah is calling his people out of Babylon, and he's not done yet. All right, family, that's it for today. Family, this is the time to wake up. We are in the last days. The image of the beast is already here. The name Jesus is already being worshipped worldwide. Christianity has become the spiritual arm of Mystery Babylon. But Yahuwah has a remnant, a people who keep the commandments, believe in Yahusha, reject the beast system, walk the narrow path. I'm Pierre Ligi, your brother from the tribe of Yehuda, and this is the Remnant Awakens. If this message stirred something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video so it reaches more people. Subscribe if you're awakening to truth. Comment below with what stood out to you. And if you know someone still sleeping, share this episode with them. Until next time, Shalom. See you all on the next episode.
Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahushua my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour onto me, and thank you for breaking all the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Indeed. Thank you for your Yahushua, whom you truly love.